Heels and baby faces, welcome to another exciting episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host JC. With me is Tommy.
What's up, guys?
Today we're going to be running down the WWE Super Show-Down, the big house show turned pay-per-view event that they got going on in Melbourne, Australia.
Seriously.
Just a reminder again to follow us on our Twitter account at ccg_WrestleCast.
Mm-hmm.
And this show is just kind of out of nowhere. I mean, they really. I think they announced it maybe a few months ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be a network special. And I don't know, they kind of just threw it in there. It's like they're just throwing in house shows, this, Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I guess this, I mean, I kind of get it in a way, like you're trying to expand your international audience, but this one was kind of like left field. Like, at first they just announced the show that's like, oh, now it's going to be in the okay, sure.
Get an extra house show. I mean, hey, I guess that's the beauty of the WWE Network. You can kind of run shows whenever you want.
That's true.
But if you're going to do another Starrcade house show, please put that on the network.
Man, I want that. And for no other reason than I want to see Arn Anderson bust out the spine buster on Dolph Ziggler one. Because the clip of that was amazing. When Arn Anderson hopped in that ring, I was like, oh, I'm happy. And when he hit that spine buster, I was like, dude, he still got it. I legitimately said one title run. Let him have one. If it's for a month, I don't care. Let that man win the belt one last time. He deserves it.
Yep. So, Melbourne, all the way down under, you guys are getting a good show, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
First, we'll talk a little bit about the venue, the MCG. I had to research this a bit, but it turns out it's a pretty historic venue. It's MCG, of course, stands for the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And I think cricket, okay. But this stadium has actually been in existence since 1853. That's when it opened. Usually it hosts cricket events, rugby, soccer, and Australian rules football. In fact, it hosts the AFL Grand Final. It's hosted it every year since 1902. And actually, I think it's currently under contract to 2057, so I guess they really enjoy that. That's one way to say you're secure in an ability. Yeah. Jeez Louise. You get the Super Bowl of the main football league down there. So
2057. At that point, why would you bother just renew the contract? I mean, why? I don't. Okay, whatever.
Exactly. Other than a few years here and there, they've had it since 1902. But the official capacity of this stadium is amazing. It's over 100,000. I think it's officially 100,024. But they've had events bigger than that. Their largest crowd was actually back in 1959. It was 143,000.
Oh, jeez.
For a Billy Graham crusade.
Jeez.
So, let's see how many people go and worship wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to say this because I am a Christian. It's almost on sacrilege. But what's the bigger religion right now? I don't know. With All In, there are a lot of new converters. I can guarantee you that.
Very true.
Of course, they're praying to Cody Rhodes more than anything right now.
Especially because he just won the U.S. title in New Japan. So.
Oh, I wish we could. Okay.
Yeah.
So much in Japan happening right now. We'll talk about that some other time.
We'll talk some other time. But this venue is amazing. Speaking of the AFL Grand Final, the largest crowd they've had for that was 121,696. That was in 1970.
That's crazy.
And that's an event that's usually either the last week of September or first week of October. And just for reference, this past weekend they drew just over 100,000 for the 2018 Grand Final. Jeez. Which is amazing. So this almost feels like it could be another WrestleMania type venue.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte said on Lillian's podcast this week that she was expecting 60,000, 70,000, but I don't know if they're just blocking off a certain area of the stadium, but I don't see why they couldn't fill this whole thing up. So.
It could be because, this is their first time down there, so it's not many people who are going to check it out. But you never know. Like day before, things could just shoot up ticket wise. You never know. Yeah. I think more people were maybe just trying to see because the full card hadn't been announced yet. It's like they do here in America. We wait to what's the full card? Okay, now I'll go.
Especially because they announced this last minute. So
yeah, seriously.
We'll see what it goes. I'm actually interested to see how this venue comes out across TV. Of course, we were at WrestleMania 32 in Arlington. Mm-hmm. In AT&T Stadium, a.k.a. Jerry World, a.k.a. some people call it Jonestown, like myself. But largest crowd ever for a WWE event, WrestleMania, and it was amazing there. So
yeah, it was so loud in that building. Just from us, it was so crazy in there.
I don't know if it'll be as loud here because it's an open air stadium, but that crowd should be pretty nuts.
Yeah, I think especially with the matches that they have on deck.
Yeah, this is springtime for them over there, so they're going to be going crazy. So
yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go over some predictions for Super Showdown. Of course, we'll be back to recap the show itself. My wife Tina isn't on this. Well, she was a little under the weather, just a bit tired right now, so she's not going to be able to record this one. But I do have her predictions here, so we'll be reading those off as we go along as well. Of course, she was undefeated on her picks. She went perfect 7-0 for Hell in a Cell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's right. I did see that. That's right. I
missed
did check out
that one. So we'll see if she can keep that record going. So.
Let's see.
All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to start with the first match. Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Elias and Kevin Owens. And the only thing I got to say about this is Elias and Kevin Owens. Y'all drew some mad heat in Seattle.
Oh, my God. That was... I got to say, that was one of the most beautiful things I think I'd ever seen. It's like...
Oh, my God.
In all fairness, though, as Spurs fans said, it would have had the same effect if he'd said that here. But Elias, dude... You've officially made yourself enemy number one
in Seattle.
And I must salute you, good sir.
If you're a Seattle sports fan, you know how big they get, how passionate they are about their Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
I went to a Mariners game years ago just visiting Seattle, and there were people still walking around wearing Supersonics t-shirts.
I believe that. Absolutely. I'm not even shocked by that in the least bit.
It's still a sore spot for them. And, man, Elias, just one word... Honestly, him and KO could have just mic dropped and walked out, and that would have been it.
They really could have, but but amazingly, I think the way by them still try to keep talking made it even better. It was almost like they didn't care anymore, and what they were hearing was like white noise. They were just screaming over the white noise. And Elias is great heel by himself. KO's great heel by himself, but that night that was just magical. It was like.
Oh, man.
That was probably easily one of the best moments on Raw in weeks. It probably really, really was.
I mean, this promo showed up on ESPN. Two Supersonics legends, Detlef Schrempf and Brett Barry, actually tweeted that they wanted to take these guys on, possibly in a wrestling match. Yeah, that was today. So they asked Renee Young to try and set that up. So we'll see what happens.
It would not be the first time celebrities have... It wouldn't be the first time Kevin Owens has attacked a celebrity. I mean, Machine Gun Kelly is still technically wrestling dead because he went through a table.
Oh, man. Look, Seattle, I love you. Personal opinion, I hate that the Sonics left, and I hope one day you guys get them back.
Yeah.
Congrats, by the way, on the NHL expansion plans. I really hope you guys get a team.
Yeah.
So, as far as the match itself... this might open the show, and I feel like if it does, you're going to want... It's weird to say John Cena's going to be in a match that opens the show.
It is weird to say that. I guess that's just the time we're living in now.
Maybe.
Never thought we'd get here, honestly.
I feel like just with... usually when they go international, a lot of these crowds are really, really big on who the faces are, especially the opening show. But Tina picked Elias and Kevin Owens. I'm actually picking Bobby Lashley and John Cena for this one.
Okay.
So I've
been thinking about this. This is really hard for me to say, but I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'm going to agree with Tina. I'm going to give it to Elias and Owens. And it's only because I think that nuclear heat that they got, I mean, that just Hiroshima-style bomb that they got from Seattle, I think someone backstage said, these two should win in Melbourne just to make everyone hate them further. And actually, what's funny about that is another reason why this pick was so hard. I was watching a What Culture wrestling video today, and they were talking about the list of guys who, even if they lose, it doesn't matter. And Elias is on the list, and that's absolutely true. Actually,
so over.
And actually, you can add Kevin Owens on the list. It doesn't matter when these guys lose. It never does. Their stock can only be hurt by some kind of like scandal. God forbid that happens, but that's only that can hurt these two at this point. Losses mean nothing because the second Elias gets back out there with his guitar, he's just as over or hated, which is technically over still in this business, as anyone. Because as long as these guys are getting severe reactions, love or hate, that's money. And even if they lose, it doesn't hurt them. But if they win, it's just going to make people hate them more, which, again, it's a win-win for Vince.
Sure is, man. And for Elias, man, keep the heat rolling, man. You're doing awesome.
Oh, yeah, please.
Of course, you know that already.
Yeah.
But, wow. I have to watch that video again.
Walk with Elias. Seattle's not walking with Elias anymore,
No.
I guarantee you. It's gonna be like
you're forever hated in Seattle. I mean, just like Sheamus is forever loved in San Antonio because he put Mark Cuban through a table years ago.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I can't. And just like Bret Hart was cheered out of the building anytime they were in Canada, but the rest of the United States hated him during the whole Bret Hart family thing. Yeah, that was great.
Next match we got Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Tina actually picked Asuka and Naomi. This match, we haven't seen much of Asuka on TV, at least not in the ring recently, but her promos have been, when she does show up, have been kind of hilarious on a few things, saying she loves the Iconics accents when she has one of her own.
Dude, when she made fun of them for that, I was like, was that for real? Did she really just try to do their accent with her accent and nothing about that subtle, like we should air this on TV for fear of every single, like, social justice warrior just going to hate everyone for this? Yeah. It was so great. It was so funny.
Who are you picking on this one?
On this one, I'm actually gonna go with Asuka and Naomi, only because the Iconics, I think, are the next group that are next in line for it. It doesn't matter how often they lose; they're still gonna be over because they have the air of not caring about them. I think, and I think I think Asuka and Naomi perfectly deserve a win at this point. I think they've been through kind of enough the past year with not getting recognition. I'm sorry, it's a sore spot for me because I think they're it's really not fair. I mean, anyway. Yeah.
Normally, I'd say I'd agree with you and Tina on this one, but this is the Iconics part of the country. This is part of the world. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And so for them being the hometown, they're going to be over like crazy, I think. So I'm actually picking the Iconics for this one.
That's fair.
I think they can use this as I hope they do a great showing, and they're going to be pretty excited to be in their home country. So
yeah.
Next, I have the Bellas and Ronda Rousey versus the Riot Squad. Tina and I were actually talking about this earlier. We're both picking the Riot Squad. Reason being because we've heard the rumors about Nikki and Ronda at Evolution. Good God, we don't want to see it.
I really don't want to see that.
But I have a feeling this is where Nikki and or Brie turn on Ronda in some capacity, or there's some miscommunication that sets that.
Yeah.
Up. So. That's why I'm picking the Riot Squad. That's why Tina's picking the Riot Squad. Good to see Liv Morgan is doing okay.
Yeah, that was a relief for sure.
Yeah, so it's great to see her put on an Instagram picture and just happy as can be. So I'm glad she's doing well, and I hope she has a good showing in this match.
Yeah.
Tommy, who you got?
As much as I hate to admit it, I gotta go with the Riot Squad too because I just have this feeling that exactly what you said I don't want to happen is going to happen. I feel like there's going to be some miscommunication. Nikki's going to get knocked into Ronda. Ronda's going to get knocked into Nikki. They're going to argue. Someone's going to set up for this match, and the Riot Squad's going to win it. You know, and also the Riot Squad's already an established unit. I mean, you know, they're a faction all on their own, which I enjoy. I actually do enjoy the Riot Squad very much. I think they're going to win it. The funny part about the Riot Squad is I remember when they first showed up on was it Raw or SmackDown? Sure, when they debuted on it originally. I actually got into an argument. Was it SmackDown? I actually got into you're right. I got into an argument with somebody about them because they said Ruby's the more experienced talent. Why does she have like those two? He called them jobbers hanging around her, and I said that's exactly the point. She's the more experienced.
Ladies.
Yeah. She's the most. That's why it's called the Riot Squad. It's because it's literally her group, and they're kind of her flunkies. That's the whole point. I mean, she's got them under her wing. They're doing her bidding essentially, and you know she's got the crazy tough one and just the plain crazy one. If you don't know who is who, then you don't watch them at all. But I love the Riot Squad. I think they've gotten even better, you know, over time, and I'm enjoying to see where this goes. So just, keep it up.
All right. On to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The New Day defending against The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. Tina picked the New Day for this one, that they would keep their titles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually picking The Bar. I feel like I don't know. I just have that feeling the way they've been running this, that they're in prime position to take the titles off of the New Day.
That's fair.
You know, I think this is just like the perfect setup for them to get that run.
So, for my pick, I'm actually going to go with New Day, but here's why.
All right. Because
of what the recent events that transpired at an NXT house show, where Cesaro ran in to defend one Cassius Ohno. So my whole thing, and also because
that was cool to see.
It was really cool to see. The old school Kings of Wrestling. One of my favorite tag teams of all time, by the way. They have one of the best finishers, I feel, the KRS one. If you guys can track down footage of that, you really should. It's really great. I'm trying to see if I can find a clip of that and just send it to you.
Check the Ring of Honor video library.
Yeah. Any match with the Kings of Wrestling, they should have that finish, especially in like 2006, I think was the year they were really running crazy. But I think maybe because I keep hearing rumors that Sheamus might be having like neck problems, so he might be like either retiring or backing off for a little while. But that's just rumor. I can't confirm that that's been from a credible source. So I say the New Day because maybe Sheamus doesn't get betrayed by Cesaro, but he kind of like steps out of the way and catches Ono comes in, and they'll win the tag team titles from the New Day. But then again, if the Bar wins and the New Day loses, big freaking whoop if the New Day loses. I mean, at this point, what can you possibly do to hurt their stock? You'd literally have to shoot them in the street for them to not be over. And even then, their stuff would sell out because it'd be collector's items at that point. You cannot hurt these guys.
You can't have more street cred.
Yeah, seriously. You can't touch these guys. Then they'd be hood unicorns. Yeah. So you can't touch these guys. It wins. I think they were like they were really high on that list I told you about guys who lose and it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
It's like
because they're so over.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, I think they could lose for the rest of this year and nothing would happen to them. Every time they come out, they would still get the biggest pop of the entire night.
Still be throwing pancakes, still have their own announce table, right?
And they have their own freaking cereal, guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think that gets talked about enough, honestly, because they still have their own cereal.
All right, the Cruiserweight Championship. Haven't seen this defended in a couple of shows, at least not since SummerSlam, actually. Yeah. Cedric Alexander defending against Blake Murphy. Tina picked Cedric Alexander. Tommy, who do you have on this one?
Honestly, okay, so this is going to be the first time I disagree with Tina. I got to go with Blake Murphy on this one. And because the level and caliber that the Cruiserweight division has been stepping up to lately, honestly, I kind of have to say that Blake Murphy's kind of been the MVP of that. He's been losing a few matches, but the performances he's been putting on against Cedric, against Mustafa Ali, I think everyone in that division has stepped up. I think 205 Live is a lot better to watch now than people are still thinking. I strongly recommend that people start watching it again if you haven't. These guys are really putting on some great matches, and
they're in a better time slot now too.
Yeah, yes. And I really have to give it to Blake Murphy. I think he's one reason why they've been getting this momentum going. He came in, and I think him and Drake Maverick were like the two things missing from the Cruiserweight division that just made it pop now. So I think it's his time. And I think he's, been bolstering himself up enough to where he's probably going to get that one combination to beat Cedric and take the belt from him. So I'm looking forward to this for sure.
I'm picking Blake Murphy as well for all those reasons you said. I believe this is also his home country as well. So this has been...
I don't know. You might be right.
I think so. If not, correct me. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Someone in the comments will say
he's had his struggles just trying to get out of NXT. I think they covered it a little bit on Total Divas when him and Alexa Bliss were talking, and she was called up and on the road, and he was still stuck there.
Yeah.
Trying to find his place on the main roster. And for whatever reason, people think when you go to 205 Live, it's a death wish. You're stuck there. You're not going to do anything. But he's taken that. He's really elevated his career there. That seems to be the perfect fit. I would hope that when Ricochet makes his way up to the main roster, that if he is going to be stuck in 205 Live, I shouldn't say stuck in 205. If he goes to 205 Live, it's a great show that he's going to want to go in and dominate. So, that's where I would go with that. So I'm picking Blake Murphy as well as you are.
I think if Ricochet goes to 205 Live, a lot more people will start tuning in, especially after all he's been doing in NXT. They'll be like, whoa, yeah.
But I feel like what he's been doing in NXT, he's better off in the main roster because he's the next Mysterio, if you will. So.
Yeah. And that'll be interesting if Mysterio comes back full time.
Yeah.
Semi full time. Whatever.
All right. Number one contender for the WWE Championship. It's Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Tina picked The Miz. I'm actually picking The Miz as well, only because I know I'm wearing a Daniel Bryan shirt.
Yeah.
Pink for October, breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
But I feel like they need a top heel guy to challenge AJ Styles. Not to say Joe isn't. It's really going to depend. I mean, obviously, this match is going to take place before the WWE Championship match that night. We hope.
Don't even get me started with that.
Yeah. But I feel like, just based on my pick later on, I think The Miz is going to win, and it's going to be a hell of a run to Survivor Series for him to be challenging.
I love how you telegraphed that. Already.
Yeah, pretty call that as easy. So, who you got, Tommy?
You know what? I'm going with The Miz too.
All right.
I really am. I think that this is just going to fuel that. I don't want to wrestle Daniel Bryan any more fire that The Miz has lit, and I just love that. Oh God, as much as you can hate The Miz, you love the fact that this guy's a talker. He's so freaking arrogant and irritating, and I love it. By the way, the whole Truth TV.
Man, I want Truth TV.
I want Truth TV.
Great.
That was fantastic. Was it sad that he had some kind of like animal segment or something like that? And I was like, where would that have gone?
Who knows?
and I was mad at myself for wanting to know where that was going. I was like, where would that have gone?
For all we know, Truth just ad-libbed that. Like, I got this stuff going on, but I love the dance breaks.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
But did you see Daniel Bryan's face the whole time? It was like he couldn't believe what he was sitting.
Yeah.
I think he was having the time of his life. It's
had to be.
This is hilarious. Let's keep this going.
Truth is just ad-libbing that whole thing probably, and Carmelo was just running with it.
I think those two have become best friends, and like we just didn't know it. I think at some point during that whole I want to face her for a title shot, they became best friends. They're like, let's do some funny stuff together.
I guarantee you, Truth is going to try and pin her during the mixed match challenge at some point.
Dear God, please, yes.
Title shot.
I want that.
Especially if The Miz wins this match, he's going to try and pin Carmella.
Okay, but how sad is it? How sad is it that actually, if Truth pins Carmella, as weird as that sentence was, how weird would it be to say I would actually look forward to a Truth Becky Lynch match?
Hell yeah, it'd be awesome. She'd probably kick his ass, but still.
I think we laughed the entire time that was happening because
Look at Paige.
Yeah. Truth's untouchable, right? Truth is another guy who I think is untouchable at this point. I don't know what happened when Truth became untouchable as far as hilarity goes, but he did it. Yeah. God bless him.
All right, next we got The Shield versus Braun Strowman and the Dogs of War, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler.
Lord.
Tina picked Strowman and the Dogs of War, as your buddy Tez was here last time.
He how much he loves that name.
Yes.
It's a pretty good name. I came in line.
Who you got for this one?
I don't know, man. It's like, okay. And it's no offense to the six guys, and even no offense to Roman Reigns. I just kind of don't care about this feud right now. I don't know why. It's just like it just really just doesn't interest me all that much.
Probably because when they announced the main event for Crown Jewel, this match just became a placeholder. It means nothing.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, it's just like they announced it. I was like, I would much rather see McIntyre and Ziggler feud with the Revival, like legitimately feud with the Revival. I'd rather see Braun on his own going after Roman Reigns because he's done it before and he's taken on the Shield before. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see the Shield as heels, like all of them, just be heels, and that would make this far more interesting. But I don't know. I'll go with Strowman and the Dogs of War because some variety would be nice instead of, again, make Roman look strong. But, it's just, which I swear to God, if that ever becomes a t-shirt, I'm buying it. I don't care how broke I am.
Just make it yourself.
Yeah, I probably should. And
with Vince's face on it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. but with the face with that, when he revealed it's me, Austin, just let me just say, make Roman look strong. But and it's, again, like I said, because I've met Drew McIntyre. He's a legit good dude. He's so nice. And I met Seth Rollins way back in the day when he was Tyler Black.
Yep.
And they're both good guys. And all the other four guys are great in this too. It's just this feud is just, I think it's just kind of dragging its feet. I'm just kind of like, we've been here before, I think, in more ways than one, So
I am picking the Shield on this one. As a three-man team, they're damn near unstoppable.
That's true. That's fair. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and just there's really no titles on the line for this. You just want to see a great match with six-man tag.
Now that is my hope. We'll at least get a good match out of this because all kidding aside, this could be a show stealer if they let all three guys. Because see, when they let Roman unleash, he's really good. Mm-hmm. It's just that he's bogged down and do your certain moveset. But it's like many times when they let Cena unleash. It's like. So one of my favorite Cena matches where he got to just be himself, two of them actually, was when he wrestled CM Punk before WrestleMania when when Cena challenged The Rock for the belt, and when
time.
he wrestled Shawn Michaels in England, and that match was like 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
And like you got to see Cena just
Showcase
be great. You know,
exactly.
it's like, oh, he's good. Where's this Cena been for the past 10 years? And you're like, oh wait, he's booked that way. When Roman's Unleashed, he's actually good. Like I will say that the match he had with Finn Balor immediately after SummerSlam was probably one of my favorite matches I've ever seen Roman in. It wasn't the greatest match, but it was a good match. I think him and Finn just brought out a lot of good things in each other, and I think if you let Roman unleash, he can be credible. You know, but that's just me. So I'm hoping for a fun match.
Cool. SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yes.
Becky Lynch, the champion Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Against Charlotte Flair, and god damn, those promos have been great. Tina picked Becky Lynch to go with this one.
Okay.
I'm also picking Becky Lynch.
Okay.
The build-up has been great. I love when
build-up has been fantastic.
When she interrupted Charlotte's photo shoot and just like, take the picture now.
Wait, did you notice though that they actually did post a picture like right before she hit her, and like immediately right after?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was like, "You raggedy sons of how dare you actually post that?"
You know, and she's made a good point in this. She's taking this not just on TV but also on social media, and probably the biggest gripe, and I agree with this. She's not in any of the promotional pictures.
I do actually agree with that.
Yeah.
That's actually a legitimate gripe. I kind of want to actually did that on purpose. But.
Now, granted, she wasn't champion when this promotional stuff came out, but they've
Yeah.
changed pictures so many times before.
They have.
You know,
Night of Champions 2011. I
yeah,
think.
like they just update that. You know, update the posters, anything. So I feel like even though she is champion, she still feels like the underdog. She still feels like she has a lot to prove.
Mm-hmm.
She still feels like, you know, she's hungry. She's
Yeah.
still hungry.
Yeah.
After all that, she wants even more than what she's got so far. So that's why I really like Becky Lynch for this and keep a good title run.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
I'm going with Becky Lynch as well. This is the funny part was actually we were talking about this before we started filming. This is actually the second most important match to me, that the one I'm looking forward to on this entire show. Right. I think Becky's gonna win it, but I'm definitely loving the feud. I'm loving this raw, gritty Becky Lynch that we're getting out of this. A friend of mine is like absolutely in love with Becky Lynch, and I said that's fine because I've always had a thing for Charlotte. But like I messaged him after Becky turned evil. I said, "Hey, dude, I have to arm wrestle you for Becky Lynch." And he was like, "I will fight you in the street." And I was like, "That's fair." And so, but like I'm loving this. I've always liked Becky Lynch. I've always thought she got the short end of the stick as far as like, especially of the Four Horsewomen. Of course, now I think Bayley unfortunately has that distinction. Unfortunately, but I like this rawness, this anger of Becky Lynch. She's never been a low tier talent. They've just given her low tier positions. Making her the first SmackDown Women's Champion, I think, was a great move. But then her not having the belt and barely contending for it at all in like a year or two since kind of sucked. So this run we're getting now, I think her promo work alone has made this the feud to watch. She even said on SmackDown, it's like, you know, everyone should be talking about me. She even name dropped, said, not Undertaker and Triple H. And when she did that, I said, give this girl all of the belts. Because if she just said, I'm more important than the Undertaker and Triple H, that takes guts the guys don't have. That takes guts that none of the men on this roster would dare say out loud, but she said it. And I am totally for it. Hey, do it. Yes. This women's revolution, I am 1,000% behind it. I always have been, and this is one of the reasons why. When you cut promos like that, you've got my vote.
This is what we need to keep that going.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
All right. WWE Championship, no count out, no DQ. There must be a winner. No controversy, hopefully. AJ Styles defending against Samoa Joe. Tina picked AJ Styles. I'm also going to be picking AJ Styles based on my pick earlier with the Miz.
Yeah.
Nothing against Joe. I mean, these two guys could wrestle every damn show, and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
They put on a hell of a match, and I think Joe, even if he loses, he's still in the picture somehow.
Yeah.
He could be in there one way or the other, but
I think it's too dangerous to be out of the picture totally. I think it really is.
Definitely. Who do you have for this one?
I'm going to go AJ as well.
Okay.
So the same list I talked about earlier about guys who lose and not, be hurt by it, Joe was on that same list as well. Because I think Well, and if anyone who knows me, people know I'm a Samoa Joe mark. I will sing the praises of Samoa Joe until the death of the universe, and mainly because of his work in Ring of Honor, and because even in the rare times when he lost in Ring of Honor, the people who beat him had to work for it. It was never a cakewalk. My favorite match of his, and I think I've said it, I don't know if I said it on here before, was Joe versus Kenta Kobashi at the show was named Joe versus Kobashi in Ring of Honor 2005. That match was about 20 minutes of the most brutal chops you will ever see in pro wrestling. And if you have a chance to watch it, if you find a DVD, you find it on Honor Club, whatever you have to do to watch it, your chest will be bleeding before the match is over, and you're not even there. Brutal. Yeah. So Joe can lose. It doesn't make him any less dangerous of a man. And, and him and AJ, historically, all over the world, have had some of the best matches on any card they're on. Ring of Honor, TNA, overseas, they've wrestled each other everywhere. And it's like, and it's one of those cases where I think guys who know each other so well, it's like, how hard can I hit you? Dude, you've been to my house for Thanksgiving. I don't care how hard you hit me. And so, okay. And so they get out there to kick each other. What was I thinking? Why did I tell him that?
They both make it look brutal.
Yeah.
It's put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, so I see AJ retaining again because the whole stuff with him and the Miz. Of course, I will say this: even if Joe wins and the Miz wins, can you imagine those promos?
Yeah,
those would be fantastic. So part of me kind of does hope that Joe wins and the Miz wins, just so they can go off at each other. And another part of me also hopes that actually any four of those combinations could work: Joe and Miz, Joe and Daniel Bryan. AJ and the Miz again, which would be great, and AJ and Daniel Bryan. I would love a fatal 4-way showdown between all four of these guys. That would actually make me very happy.
We'll see, man. Yeah. Those are the interesting ones. Probably interesting to see how they play that out. So.
For sure.
And finally, last time ever? Question mark. Say last time.
Was it last time ever? The last time ever?
I don't know. It's like they said, Rock and Cena was once in a lifetime. They did it again next year.
They didn't even wait. They didn't even give him a year in between.
Yeah, it was a day short of it. Oh well. Undertaker versus Triple H. Taker's gonna have Kane in his corner. Triple H is going to have Shawn Michaels. Tina picked the Undertaker for this one. Oh boy.
Actually, I don't know which one of us should go first. I'm still mulling this over. I've been thinking about this for like the past since they announced it. I really don't know.
It's safe to say it doesn't matter who wins at this point.
It is safe to say.
Yeah. These two guys are legends. They're Hall of Famers.
Yeah. What does losing in this match do? What does that really like?
Knows?
Who hurts? Who gets hurt by that? Oh, Triple H lost. He's still the pretty much owner of the company. Oh, Undertaker lost. See, I guess that erases WrestleMania's. Oh no, wait, it doesn't.
I'm probably gonna go with the Undertaker, just because. The guy, I swear, every time he looks like he's done, he's retiring. He's still coming back.
And he comes back. Someone looking better.
Freaking
Benjamin Button. I'm getting sick of Undertaker because I don't look as good as he does.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see the Taker win, and I really would love to see Taker versus Demon Balor at WrestleMania.
That would be good.
In New York, of all places, which would be freaking epic.
Yeah.
And I would hope Balor wins that match, and it'd be such a great passing the torch on the dark gimmick. But that's what I want to see, and I'd want to see Taker build up some wins to get to that, to make that such a big show.
Yeah.
I'm praying that that's actually what's going to happen. So, all right, well, I thought about it, made my pick. What about you? So.
I'll go ahead and say Undertaker as well. Now, I keep hearing the rumor.
Oh, we gotta love rumors.
Yeah, that Shawn Michaels is supposed to be coming out of retirement. That's the rumor I keep hearing.
We talked about that, and I don't know if you saw that.
And I'd heard it and I kept having, it was like, I kind of, this is one of the few times coming out of retirement, I kind of don't want it. Mm-hmm. I kind of don't want it. And before anyone trips out and says, well, you don't love Shawn Michaels, 86 that noise. I am a Shawn Michaels diehard fan. But their match at WrestleMania 26, to me, was just, like, story perfect. Like, that jumping tombstone at the end, I legit thought Taker killed Shawn for like 2 seconds. I was like, oh, okay, Shawn's retired because he's dead. He's not getting up from that. So, but I mean, Shawn, what more does he need to do? What more does he have to prove? I mean, you how much higher of a title can you get than being the guy who's known as Mr. WrestleMania? I mean, what is there like? Undertaker, just doesn't want to go away, and that's fine with me. Shawn looked like he was done, so I was just like, okay, cool. Shawn's done. And if Undertaker wants to be done now, let him be done. I guess it's just to me like these are four, like Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels are just four guys to me who have, if they want to stick around, great. If they want to retire, what right do we have to say, oh no, give us one more match? They've given us everything they've got. I mean, Kane of the four, Kane is the least popular, quote unquote, of that foursome. But
not in Knox County, Tennessee, where he's.
Oh yeah, that's Glenn Jacobs. Though. I mean, it's not like Glenn Jacobs will suddenly morph into Kane and cause a whole firestorm of. Oh yeah, you're right.
He could.
Yeah, Knox County. I'm kind of sorry, guys. No, I'm kidding. But like even Kane has done pretty much everything because like Kane was one of the guys he for his career he's lost quite a bit. I mean, he's still scary as all get out. When he walks to the ring, it's like, oh, Kane's here, someone will die. It's not, oh, Kane's here, he's going to lose again. No, it's Kane's here. Someone's going to go through something painfully, and you're going to have to watch it happen and potentially call the cops. So whatever. So yeah. So and I'm not a huge fan of Shawn coming back. If he does, cool. It might be cool to see one more match. But I do hope, like Jason said, we get the Demon Balor versus Undertaker match. That I would much rather look forward to.
Yeah, we talked about last show. Just Shawn, what I appreciate about his retirement is that he has stayed retired. He's had chances. You don't see that a lot with wrestling anymore. Says I'm hanging it up, and then they're back. I don't know, a year later, a few months later.
Yeah.
It's like
Jerry Lynn's the only one I can think of. And the closest he came back was refereeing and All In, which was fun as
which is great. He's still involved with the business, but he's not racing.
Yeah, I think he's an agent for Ring of Honor. Yeah,
he can still go though.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry Lynn could always go.
Yeah, but just that's we all share the same sentiment. Like we love Shawn Michaels, would love to see him back, but for the sake of keeping, I guess, how did he put it? The respect in the business, respecting the storyline and respecting kayfabe, if you will. So, well, those are our picks for Super Showdown. We'll see how we did. Our next thing, we just want to say congrats to Mia Yim. Finally signed with WWE.
That took long enough.
Signed NXT. We all thought it should have been last year when she was in the first Mae Young Classic. Mae Young Classic.
I didn't even. That's how bad I am. I didn't even catch that.
Maybe one day it'll be called.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
But Mae Young Classic, and
of course, Shimmer just heard that. Now they're going to put together.
They're probably going to put Mae Young Classic. That's true. And then Impact Wrestling put the Jade Classic together or something.
Yeah.
We've followed her on the
Kim
independent.
She's
Gail Kim. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it would be.
Mia has come down through the independents here. That'll be through ACW. It's the first time I saw her in San Antonio.
Me too.
And has just been a fan of hers ever since. And she's grown so much.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the video where Triple H came out, I think while they were filming the Mae Young Classic at NXT, and fans were chanting for him to just sign Mia Yim. Mia Yim. He stood there, took it all, and he says, okay.
Yeah.
I really hope he just walked right back and says, okay, here you go, sign it.
I remember because I remember that they did that one other time for Cedric Alexander. I think it was during the Cruiserweight Classic after his match with Kota. Was it Kota Ibushi that he wrestled that night?
I can't remember. It's been so long ago.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Kota. And like he was walking and Cedric was walking to the back. And the fans were chanting, please sign Cedric. And Cedric walked back and was just like bowing to the fans, just saying thank you. He didn't think that was going to happen. Out of complete nowhere, Triple H walked up behind him, shook his hand, and said okay, and brought him to the back. And I was like, did he legitimately just sign Cedric Alexander?
He tries to listen to the fans, right?
Yes.
So Mia Yim, congrats.
Very much so.
She made her NXT live event debut in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Yeah.
Obviously, she'll probably be on TV after the Mae Young Classic finishes airing, which will be post-Evolution because the final is going to be at Evolution.
She might be at Evolution.
Very possible.
Yeah,
so
that'd be cool.
I would definitely love to see that. So
yeah.
Other news: Punishment Martinez. We've talked about him when we covered All In. Great talent. He's held the Ring of Honor television title, but there are rumors out there that he is on his way to WWE. He's finished his independent bookings, and even lost our Ring of Honor television title to Jeff Cobb
Yeah.
this past weekend. Another great talent that I think could make some waves in WWE. It just could have a hell of a run in NXT. So.
Yeah, I think he's got the look, and I think he's. See, about a year ago, I probably couldn't say this. I didn't think he was ready for to go to NXT at least. But like I said, that was a year ago, and since then, I've seen him really increase his craft view. I can tell that he's really been trying to push himself to the next level. I think he's done it. He was never really bad. I just didn't think he was quite there yet. And I've seen it lately. I think he's there. And if he goes to NXT, I think if he goes to NXT, I hope Aleister Black is still there when he does, because I want to see that feud because that just looks fun as all get out, because they're both that or a tag team between the two of them. I'd be good with either one, but I think
it would be pretty epic.
Yeah, that would be.
Maybe he shows up by War Games. We'll see.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Other thing, just I'll throw this in there every time I find a fun fact. But this week in wrestling history, start to make us all feel old. Tommy Dreamer debuted in ECW October 2nd, 1993. He shared that on his Instagram, and I was like, "Wow, has it really been 25 years?"
Yeah,
amazing.
I think I was 5.
Yeah,
yeah. And I was 5, and I didn't watch wrestling much, and I guarantee you my mother would never let me watch ECW at that time. I couldn't watch ECW till years after.
I didn't see it then, but like as the Attitude Era got going, we found out what ECW was, and going back and listening to stories, finding tapes or now online videos you can go look for. I actually got booed mercilessly because he was so handsome.
Yeah.
And then he took that cane.
And I want people to understand what we just said. Tommy Dreamer was booed because the ECW crowd deemed him too handsome. Because he was the pretty boy.
Tough crowd.
Innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
Kendo stick, barbed wire, Raven feud, thrown off of every possible thing in the entire ECW arena. Tommy Dreamer was too pretty once upon a time. If you don't feel old now, then congratulations, you're 15 watching this, and you don't know the struggle that we are all going through.
Oh, man.
93, good God.
He still wrestles at times, too. It's amazing.
Yeah, he even has House of Hardcore where he's just like, now he's just booking guys. Hey, you guys come in and beat each other up. Yeah. I'm Paul Heyman now, except I'll pay you. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Well, on that, I guess that's our show for the week.
Yeah.
Again, WWE Super Show-Down is this Saturday, October 6th. It's going to be airing at 4 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I don't know if I'll make it up in time for that.
Yeah, I've already decided I'm gonna do my best, but if not, I'll definitely catch the replay.
The beauty of the network is it's on demand, so as soon as it airs, you can just go back and watch it.
For sure.
Right there. So it'll probably be good to wake up, breakfast, watching wrestling. Looking forward to that.
Which is what I do every morning, more or less. I'm kidding. Well, actually, I'm not kidding. Actually, that's pretty true. That's what I do.
It's going to be at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Melbourne, Australia. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. You guys got a great show. Have fun. Go crazy.
Yes.
This is your chance to show the world how big a wrestling crowd you guys are.
Absolutely.
Once again, our Twitter account is @CCG_WrestleCast. Send us a comment what you think about the show. You can even comment on this video as well. Let us know what you think. And when we record our recap next week, we'll try and read some of them at that point. So,
yeah.
So that's our show. Again, we'll be back next week to recap this. Right here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
I'm JC. And remember, until next time, heels and baby faces, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.